Need senior clone. You need it to the grid. That'll be senior clone. Need you to the grid. So rolling up, this is your Divine Design Kid Carts. Francisco Peretta in the number 5, Owen Lloyd in the 19, James Agazi in the number 48, Lucas Rodriguez in the 95, Daniel in the number 5. Need Jason Devine to timing and scoring. And all pre-finals will be 10 laps. Senior clone, you're on the grid. Pre-grid, Rotex Minimax. That'll be Rotex Minimax. You are pre-grid. So 5 laps in, 5 to go. And each senior clone, you're on the grid. Rotex Minimax, your pre-grid. Senior Clone, you're on the grid. Rotex Minimax, you are pre-grid. So white flag up, 1 to go. Kid Karts wrapping up their pre-finals. Senior Clone, you're on the grid. Rotex Minimax, you're pre-grid. Need Rotex Micromax. That'll be Rotex Micromax. We'll need you to the grid, Micromax. Need Rotex Micromax. That'll be Rotex Micromax. Need you to the grid. So rolling up next, your Performance Plus Clone Senior. Joey Miller, inside row number 1 in the 88. Brandon Sellier in the number 48 in row 2. It'll be the 6 of Nick Hill. Starting 4th, the 17 of Michael Clark. In the 14, Jason Fromming starting 5th. 6th, it'll be the 30 of Timothy Clark. 7th, it'll be the 114, Charles Dolan. And Doug Schmidt in the number 29. Again, your Performance Plus Clone Senior. Again, check them out online, performanceplus.com. Again, it's performanceplusfl.com, and we are ready to go. Green is up as they'll make their way into turn number 1. And Joey Miller starting this weekend as your points leader. 3 wins out of 4 events for Joey Miller. Right now, Joey in that second spot. They'll work down the front straight. He'll head down into turn number 1. Brandon Salyer in the 48. That cart usually driven by Glenn Fitchner. Right now, Brandon, your early leader, as he'll head through the chicane with Joey Miller right there in tow. Nick Hills this weekend, starting 3rd in the point standings. Jason Fromming 5th in the point standings. Field working their way up into that loop turn there. Now Joey Miller going to go to work on Brandon. Still side by side in the tree turn. And Joey Miller with the advantage. He'll take over the lead. So Joey Miller, a little bit of contact. Left front there, getting into the bank end of Joey Miller. And Joey will work down the front stretch. All of a sudden, the 6 on Nicholas Hill closing in now. Nicholas qualified 3rd. So he goes to work now on Brandon. Nicholas making his 4th start of the season, Indy Clone Senior. Best finished 3rd, did that at race weekend number 3. And he's right there in 4th place finish in Orlando. And he's going to work on Brandon Salyer as they'll head into that tree turn. Yeah, Nick going to look over that right shoulder. He's got the 17, about 4 or 5 cart lengths behind him off that final turn. That'll be Michael Clark, currently being scored in the 4 spot. Doug Schmidt making his 2nd start. Doug in that number 29. All right, now Doug Schmidt in the number 29, sitting 7th, currently in the 7th spot. So problem with the 48, Brandon Salyer. See him fading back now off that tree turn. Just about the entire field will get around him. And it looks like he's back up to power. Joey Miller, your leader. 4 laps in. Nick Hill will move up in the 2nd. So Joey Miller continued to break away. Nick Hill in the number 6. That'll be your 2nd place cart. Running 3rd will be the 17 of Michael Clark. There's Joey Miller across the line. 6 laps in, 4 to go. Mini-Max, you're on the grid. Micromax, you are pre-grid. And log jam of traffic. That'll be 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th off the tree turn. That'll be the number 96 holding on to that 4th place position. So Joey Miller coming down the front stretch. He'll pick up double sticks this time by. 2 to go for Joey Miller. There's your leader, Joey Miller, into turn number 1. Joey with a 4.5 second lead. Right now, he'll head through the chicane. So Joey Miller will pick up the white flag. Will send him around one more time. Your Performance Plus clone senior Joey Miller with a white flag with a 5.1 second advantage. Rest of your traffic starting to stretch out. Nick Hill running second. Third will be Michael Clark. Brandon Salyer running fourth. Fifth, it'll be Timothy Clark. Doug Schmidt, 6th. Jason Fromming and Charles Dolan. So Joey Miller will score the win. 2 different leaders. Brandon Salyer jumped out to that early lead, and it was Joey Miller. So up next, it'll be your Homestead Karting Rotex Minimax. Micromax, you're on the grid. Rotex Senior, you are pre-grid. Matthias Ramirez on the pole in the 103. Outside row 1 will be the 139 of Ian Keel. Camp Clifford in the 554 starting 3rd. Dylan De Niro in the 18 starting 4th. 5th, it'll be the 10 of Saraceno. Nate Nepper starting in the 6th spot. Devin Buteau 7th. Ruben Gullett starting 8th. 9th, it'll be Luke Genovese in the 54. Zachary Hollinshead in the 456 starting 10th. Aiden Keel starting in the 11th spot. Aiden in the 177. And take a look at the point standings as we start race weekend number 5, Rotex Minimax. Ramirez, your points leader. Ramirez with a couple feature wins this season. Other winners, Aiden Keel winning in race weekend number 3. So the field will make their way in the 10-lap pre-final Homestead Karting Rotex Minimax. Ian Keel in the 139. Ian starting today 4th in the point standings. Best finish 3rd. He did it twice. Did it at Orlando and then finished third at Monticello last month. Ian Keel starting today fourth in the point standings, outside row 1. And we'll pick up the green flag. They'll head down into turn number 1. Side-by-side racing mid-pack as they'll head through the chicane. That'll take them into turn 4. They'll head into that turn number 5. They'll work their way up into the S-turn. So Ramirez is going to be your leader. He'll head to the line down into turn number 1. Ramirez with a 40.633 on that last lap. That's your leader. He'll work his way into turn 4, heads into turn 5. They'll make their way into the S-turn. Ramirez your leader. Ian Keel running second. Camp Clifford running in the 3rd spot. Saraceno running 4th. Saraceno's picked up 1 spot, started 5th. And Saraceno currently running in that 4th place position. Dylan Gennaro running in the 5th spot. They'll come off a turn number 11. They'll work their way down the straightaway. Boy, Dylan Gennaro all over the back end of Saraceno into turn number 1. They'll work their way through the chicane. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th all button up now as they'll head into turn 5. They'll make their way into the S-turn. Need Micromax, you're on the grid. Rotex Senior, you are pre-grid. So Ramirez about 0.3 of a second advantage over Ian Keel. So Keel keeping the heat on your leader. They'll make their way into the S-turn. Still really tight. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Led by Ramirez, 2-time winner in this Mini Max class. Ramirez now around the tree turn. Keel running 2nd. Little flip plate now for position. That'll be in that 4th spot. As your leader comes down the front stretch. Ramirez your leader, 5 down, 5 to go. So Ramirez your leader, Keel running 2nd, Saraceno continue to gain ground. We'll move up to 3rd. Clifford 4th, Dylan Gennaro in the 5th spot. Hollinshead will be now being scored in the 6th spot. Zachary's picked up several positions. Aiden Keel 7th, Jake Nepper running 8th, Grill at 9th. Luke Genovese 10th. And Devin Buteau in the 11th spot. And Ramirez continue to hold on to that top position. 40.404 for Ramirez. So Ramirez moving right along. Started on that pole position. Qualified with a 40.465 for Ramirez. And Ramirez moving right along. And he's got about a 0.7 of a second advantage now. What was happening before there in that 2nd, 3rd, 4th spot, they were all buttoned up. Now those drivers all separated. as they'll cross the line. Ramirez holding on to that top position. 3 laps to go. And Ramirez continued to break away now. He's about 0.9 of a second advantage for Ramirez. And Ramirez, 2-time winner this season. Scored a victory right there at Monticello last month. Said he's starting the weekend as your points leader. 2 to go this time by. There's Ramirez into turn 1. Good run for Saraceno, currently being scored 3rd. Saraceno qualified 5th. And continue to hold on to that 3rd spot right now with nobody around Saraceno. Saraceno starting today 6th in the point standings. Couple top 5 finishes at a top 5 in Orlando, finished 5th at Monticello. And right now sitting 3rd, putting himself in a pretty good spot for the final. For Saraceno running 3rd, peeking behind his right shoulder. Plenty of gap between him and that 4th running card as the white flag will hang out. 1 to go. Boy, Zachary Hollins had an outstanding run for Zachary, being scored in the 4th position. Zachary qualified 10th and has picked up 6 positions. But nobody be able to bring in Ramirez. Ramirez right now heads into the S turn for the final time. So Ramirez off the tree turn. He'll work his way into that last turn. So here comes Ramirez. He'll score the win as he goes wire to wire. Picked up the pole, and he'll score the win. Coming home second, Ian Keel. 3rd, it'll be Saraceno. Great run for Hollinshead. Aiden Keel 5th, Camp Clifford 6th, Jake Nepper 7th, Luke Genovese 8th. We'll flip that. Grill, it'll be 8th, Genovese 9th. Dylan Gennaro 10th, Devin Buteau in the 11th spot. Need Tag Jr. to the grid. That'll be Tag Jr. Need you to the grid. And throughout the day, take some time, stop over by the Crazy Cuban tent sale. A lot of great racing items on sale. Find some things that may interest you. Stop down there and you see the big white tent right in front of the showroom. Crazy Cuban tent sale. So we'll get set for the Perazino Chassis Works. You happen to have a bent frame, maybe need to check it out. Stop over and see Perazino Chassis Works. Be able to get you taken care of right here on site all weekend long. Right there at the south end of the track area. Stop down and see Perazino Chassis Works. As we're set to go, Rotex Micromax with Jordan Hefner on the pole. In the 13, Juan Diaz will start second in the 88. Starting third to 24, Joe Nunez. Jeremy Fairbairn starting fifth in the 87, sixth, Humberto Parada in the 95. Bryce Haynes in the 21 starting sixth, seventh. It'll be Chase Hefner in the 85. Gabriel Ramirez starting eighth in the 428. Gonzalo starting ninth in the number 65. Ashton Chilton starting in the 10th spot in the number 56. Jordan Hefner in that number 13, feature winner. Jordan winning in race weekend number 3. Had a great run at Monticello. Jordan finishing in that second position. Jeremy Fairburn starting today 3rd in the point standings. Best finish 2nd. That was in race weekend number 3. Joe Nunez in the number 24. 5th in the point standings. Best finish race weekend number 2 at Homestead. Coming home 4th for Joe. So the field will cycle around. We'll get ready to roll for your Perazino Micromax. Need Rotex Senior, you're on the grid. Rotex Senior, you're on the grid. Tag Junior, you're pre-grid. Jordan after qualifying lap, a 43.009. So Jordan on the pole. And a couple last events have been some solid runs for the young lady Jordan in that number 13. And a good start here at Ocala race weekend number 5 for Jordan, setting quick time. Juan Diaz, a pretty good qualifying effort outside of row number 1. Feel nice and slow as they make their way into that final turn. Yeah, row number 1, Jordan Hefner in the 13, Juan Diaz in the 88. They'll start to pick up speed. They'll come to the line. Green is up. We're underway. They'll make their way into turn number 1. Jordan going to lead them off into the chicane as your leader. Well, field working their way in that turn 4. Rotex Senior, you're on the grid. Tag Junior, you're pre-grid. So off the tree turn for the very first time, Jordan Hefner going to lead the field in turn number 10. He'll come off turn 11, that final turn to work down the straightaway. Jordan Hefner, your leader here in lap number 1. Got a decent start working into turn number 1. She'll carry a 0.6 of a second advantage here in lap number 1. Works through the chicane, heads into turn 4. So Jordan Hefner really rocks out early on. Heading up to that S turn. Will work their way into that tree turn. There's your leader, Jordan Hefner, off to a very good start. Setting quick time earlier this morning. Now setting sail here early on. Single file traffic. As they'll make their way down the long straightaway. Here's your leader, Jordan Hefner, down the front stretch. Jeremy Fairborn and Pirana got a good little battle. That'll be 4th place. Jeremy staying right there with Humberto. Those drivers through the chicane now quickly off at turn 4. And things starting to tighten up now for that second spot. Nunez and Diaz going to go at it. We'll see an exchange for that second place position as they'll come off through the tree turn. Well, Jordan Hefner to the line. 3 laps in. Nunez, your second running cart into 24. Diaz sits 3rd. Parada running 4th. Fairburn 5th. Haynes running 6th. Chase after 7th. Ramirez running 8th. Chilton 9th. Right now, 1.7 second advantage for Jordan Hefner. So again, Joe Nunez, the heat behind him. That'll be Diaz staying right in there in the 88, running 3rd. They'll come to the line. Now they're side by side coming into turn number 1. They'll work their way into turn number 1. Still a good little battle. So it looks like Diaz going to battle with Nunez again as they continue to go at it for second. Jordan Hefner up through the S-turns, working away into turn 7. All of a sudden, we got a log jam of traffic second on back. Good 5-cart battle as they come off the tree turn. So this will be the halfway point this time by 5 down, 5 to go. There's your leader. Break it away. Jordan Hefner will pick up cross flags. Great battle for that 2nd, 3rd, 4th place position. So 5 down, 5 to go. Jordan Hefner starting on the pole right now with a 2.3 second advantage. Diaz running 2nd. Nunez 3rd. Pirana running 4th. Fairburn 5th. Bryce Haynes running 6th. Chase Hefner 7th. Ramirez 8th. Chilton 9th. All of a sudden, the 88 of Diaz starting to break away from that little melee of traffic there as they work off the long front straightaway. There's your leader across the line. And the 21 of Haynes will work up in the 5th. Haynes with a nice move coming into turn 1. Top 3 spots pretty well flying solo. It'll be 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Pirana, Fairburn, Haynes, and Chase Hefner all mixing it up as they'll head into the tree turn. So here comes your leader. Well, 65 will... Raphael will pick up the black flag. Meantime, Jordan after 1.8 second advantage now for Jordan. Rotec Senior, you're on the grid. Tag Junior, you're pre-grid. So again, black flag out on the 65. So final 2 circuits to go. Jordan Hefner walking away now with a 2-second advantage. Diaz running 2nd, Pirana running 3rd, Nunez and Haynes your top 5. So Jordan Hefner coming off that final turn will head down the front stretch. And there's the white flag for Jordan. One more trip around. Got a good little race heating up again for that 3rd spot. That'll be Peretta along with Nunez. They're pretty all buttoned up into turn 1. So final circuit, Jordan Hefner starting on the poles, led every single lap. Jordan up through the S-turns. We'll head into that tree turn, flying solo. Still great battle, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Right in the 95 currently holding on to that 3rd spot as they come into turn number 10. They'll work their way around. In the meantime, Jordan Hefner will score the win. Goes wire to wire. Diaz going to come home 2nd. The battle for 3rd will be settled by the 95 Peretta. Will pick up that 3rd spot. So rolling up next, Rotech Senior going to make their way out. Connery Concrete, Rotech Senior, and here's how we'll line them up. Inside row 1 to 338, Oliver Askew. Outside row 1, Nick Nary to 351. Jonathan Kotek will be starting in the third spot. Fourth, it'll be Morgan Healy in the 316. Dustin Strauss will be starting in the fifth spot in the 71. Sixth, it'll be Porter Aitken. Robert Mayer starting 7. Sean Powell will be starting in the 8th spot. So Rotech Senior. Again, Jonathan Kotek, Jonathan in the 103. Coming off a great run at South Bend with the Man Cup at 4 wins over the weekend. So congratulations, Jonathan. A great run for him in the Man Cup. Something hard to do just to win one, but he came on with 4 wins up there in South Bend. And take a look at your Rotech Senior point standings. Oliver Askew in the 338, current points leader. Nick Nary sitting second. 3 feature wins for Oliver Askew. Nick Nary with a feature win this season. Jonathan starting third in the point standings. Been a good season. Morgan Healy sitting fourth in the point standings. Couple top 5 finishes for Morgan. Had a 7th-place run at Monticello. To be 10 laps, Rotech Senior need Tag Junior Mini Rock. That'll be Tag Junior on the grid, Mini Rock, your pre-grid, and we'll pick up the green flag. Very good competition here. Field get ahead to the chicane for the first time. Rotech Senior. And Oliver Askew setting quick time earlier this morning. Got him on the pole. Oliver with a 38.101. Nick Nary, 38.185 for Nary outside of row number 1. Off the tree turn they come. Oliver Askew going to bring him into turn 10. He'll have Nary right in his tire tracks off turn 11. He'll work down the front straightaway. Askew, your leader, running second. Nary Kotek running third. Both of those drivers actually top 3. A lot of laps here at the Ocala Grand Prix. Throw in Morgan in there. A lot of laps here at the Ocala Grand Prix. We work our way in race weekend number 5. So a little flip-flop now for the top spot. That'll be Nary going to lead him down the front stretch. So brand new leader Nick Nary takes the field into turn number 1 with just 2 laps in. And points leader Oliver Askew running second. They'll head into turn 4 off that chicane. Single file traffic into turn 5. They'll head into that S turn. And Oliver Askew, he's been on a hot streak. He has won the last 3 events. Opened up the season in Orlando, finished second in race weekend number 1. And he was in behind Nary, who got his only win in the Rotech Senior back in Orlando. And Nick's been second, 3 times in a row for Nick Nary. And right now, Nick up front. He'll head into that turn 5. Will head up into the S turn as your leader. Got about a 2.5 cart length advantage. And Jonathan currently running in that 3rd place position. Couple top 3 finishes for Jonathan this season. Finished 3rd opening weekend in Orlando. And race weekend number 3 had a 3rd place finish at Fort Myers. Right now, currently in that 3rd spot. Dustin Strauss in that number 71. Dustin, best finish at Monticello, did that last month, had a third-place run for Dustin. Very good at Monticello. Right now, Dustin currently in the 5th spot. And things pretty tight. That'll be 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So 5 down, 5 to go. Nary, your leader. Nary started outside of row number 1, running second. Your pole sitter, Oliver Askew. John Kotick running 3rd. 4th, it'll be Morgan Healy. 5th, it'll be Dustin Strauss in the 71. 6th, it'll be Ankins. 7th, it'll be Mayer. And Powell running in the 8th spot. 5 down, 5 to go. So best lap time for Nary, 38.317. Did that in lap number 5. Best lap for Oliver Askew, lap number 5, 38.237. Oliver right now about 2 kart lengths behind your leader into turn 10. They'll work in turn 11. And it'll work down the front stretch. It'll complete 3 to go. This time by 7 in the books, 3 to go. And Oliver Askew continue to keep the heat on there. They'll work into turn number 1, 2 to go. This time by. Nick off the chicane. He'll head into turn 4. And Oliver setting quick time earlier this morning. Still in tow of Nick Nary through the S-turn. Jonathan holding on the 3rd. 4th, it'll be Dustin Strauss. Dustin continue to gain some ground. A little battle there between him and Morgan Healy for that 4th position. So white flag up, this time by Nick Nary. Will bring the field into turn number 1. Nick now through the chicane, heads off to the chicane into turn 4. Staying right there about a kart length behind your leader. That'll be Oliver Askew off turn 4. Now they'll head up into that S-turn. Still Nary your leader. Now Nick going to head right into that tree turn. He'll exit off the tree turn. Shot into turn 9. He'll head into turn number 10. Nick going to look over his left shoulder. Got plenty of room there. They'll work into that final turn. Down the front stretch they come. Nary will look up and he'll score the win. Oliver going to come home 2nd. Jonathan comes home 3rd. 4th, it'll be Dustin Strauss. 5th, it'll be Morgan Healy. Aiken will pick up 6th. Mayer 7th. Powell going to be scored in the 8th spot. So Nick Nary will score the win. The Tag Masters, Rock Masters need you to the grid as we get set to go. Your Tag Junior. Nice looking field of drivers in the Tag Junior class. 18 drivers in, and here's how we'll get them set up. For your racecomplex.com Tag Junior, in the number 22, Sebastian Sierra on the pole. Outside row 1, the 298, Quentin DeBoover. Starting third, the 14 of Seve DePinto. Jason Yarbrough, the 24, starting fourth. Fifth, it'll be the 230, Olivia Bellinger. Chris Maxon in the number 3, starting sixth. Seventh, it'll be the 23 of Mason Caro. Ryan Norberg in the 248, starting 8th. Ninth, it'll be the 77 of Henry Brass. Starting 10th, the 18 of Tyler Smith. Andrew Fountain in the 11X, starting 11th. Starting 12th, the 17 of Aaron Smith. Sarah Metcalf in the 12, starting 13th. Starting 14th, the 19 of Michael Stevens. Sierra Smith in the 78, starting 50th. 16, it'll be Colin Schmidt in the 68. Tyler Lewis in the 438, starting 17th. Starting 18th in the 11 of Colin Warren. And Colin losing a wheel in qualifying, really never got up to speed. And we expected to see better qualifying lap of a 39.510 out of Colin. He was just getting going. And a wheel busting off in his lap number 1 in qualifying. And so that is your current points leader, Colin Warren. Colin, back-to-back wins, picked up the win at Fort Myers, scored to win at Monticello, starting this weekend as your points leader. But he's got to dig himself out of a deep hole right now, starting dead last. Outside of the opening weekend in Orlando, he has been money. Second in race weekend number 2 at Homestead. Picked up wins, as I said, at Fort Myers and Monticello for the 11 of Colin Warren. Ryan Norberg, really not a great qualifying effort for him, starting 8th, second in the point standings. And he's loaded with 4 top 10 finishes. Best finish for Ryan, second in opening weekend at Orlando. We're about ready to go. Green is out. Good looking field of drivers into turn number 1. Still heavy traffic through the chicane. They're going to bump each other. They'll head into turn number 4 for the first time. We'll keep an eye on Colin Warren in that number 11, see if he can gain some ground to at least try to set himself up well for the pre-final. So Colin Warren deep in the field. Seve DePinto in that 14 qualified third. And Seve going to cross the line in second. Again, good start for Seve DePinto. Seve, couple top 5 finishes for Seve. Finished third at Fort Myers, 4th in Orlando. Currently 3rd in the point standings for Seve DePinto right now. And he'll take over the top spot through the S turn. Well, there you go, Seve, now your leader in the tree turn. Quentin DeBoover in that 298 off to a very good start. Qualified second. Right now being scored in the 3rd spot. Drop back 1 position. Again, Quentin making his 3rd start of the season. Finished 4th at Monticello. Was very strong at Monticello. And now we're going to see a flip-flop for the lead again. So a brand new leader coming into that S turn. That'll be Sebastian Sierra. That'll be Sebastian Sierra. Everybody going to get a little taste of that top spot. So that is the 22 of Sierra will come to the line. There's your 3rd different leader early on. Sebastian Sierra had a victory in race weekend number 2 at at Homestead. And right now he's up front, 3rd different leader early on. And they got a log jam coming up through that S turn. So 3rd different leader, that'll be Sierra coming off the tree turn. Seve running second. Quentin DeBoover currently going to move into second. Goes right around Seve. They'll come off turn 11 down the front stretch. Keep an eye on Bellinger sneaking up quietly. Bellinger right now running fourth. Jason Yarbrough flying solo in the fifth position. Right now, Jason 1.7 seconds behind your leader. In the way they keep mixing things up, he should be able to reel them in. Seve will drop back yet another spot now, back to fourth. Need Perazino to your tent. Perazino, need you to your tent. So 5 down, 5 to go. 3 different leaders right now. Sierra, your leader. DeBoover running second. Bellinger moving up, as I said, around Seve. Seve now fourth. Jason Yarbrough fifth. Mason Carroll sixth. Norberg seventh. Maxim running eighth. Tyler Smith ninth. Aaron Smith 10th. Brass running 11th. Colin Warren up to 12th. Fountain 13th. Metcalf 14th. Stevens running in the 15th spot. So 3 different leaders so far with Sierra. Now going to look to the inside. Here comes the 298 of DeBoover. So Quentin will move up into the top position, heads through the S-turn for the second time. That is our 4th lead change here, just over the halfway point. So Quentin back up there, had a early taste of that lead. That'll drop Sierra back into the second spot. Bellinger running third. Fourth, it'll be Seve. Jason Yarbrough running in the 5th spot. There's Jason. Got some company sneaking up on him. That'll be Mason Carroll in the 23. Leaders off the chicane into turn 4. So for the second time, Quentin DeBoover holding on to the top position. He'll head through the S-turn. Olivia Bellinger starting this weekend 6th in the point standings. Finished 2nd in race weekend number 3 at Fort Myers. His best finish. Right now being scored in the 3rd spot, right ahead of Seve with 2 to go. This time by. Final 2 circuits to go. Again, Quentin DeBoover up in the top position for the second time. Seve going to work now on Bellinger. They'll work into that S-turn. They are really tightening things up coming off the S-turn. Now we'll see a little shake-up up top. That'll be Sierra. Back up there again for the second time. They'll pick up the white flag this time by. Sierra going to bring it down into turn number 1. They'll go nose to tail into the chicane. Bellinger running second off into turn 4. Up through the S-turn. Sierra holding on to that top position. Bellinger running second. DeBoover runs third into the tree turn. Here they come with Sierra. Off the tree turn. Comes into turn number 9. He'll head into turn 10. Going to the inside. Bellinger, they're going to rob your leader. Goes around. They're going to go 3 wide to the line. And the 230 of Bellinger unofficially will score the win. Seve coming home second. Quentin DeBoover comes home third. Jason Yarbrough and Mason Carroll. So Checker with the black flag out as your leader gets hit coming off that final turn. Need Tag Masters, Rock Masters. Need Rock Senior to the grid. Make your way to the grid. Rock Senior. Orlando Kart Center, Mini Rock ready to roll out for their 10-lap pre-final. And here's how we'll line them up on the pole. Vincenzo Saraceno in the number 10. Outside row 1, the 103 of Ramirez. Starting third, the 418, Dylan De Niro. Fourth, it'll be the 55 of Aiden Keel. Fifth, it'll be the 88 of Juan Diaz. Sixth, it'll be Humberto Peretta in the 495. Hunter Padilla in the 12 starting. Seventh, eighth, it'll be the 11 of Mayo Livingston. Ruben Gillett, the 21 starting. Ninth, 10th, it'll be the 00 of Landon Kelly. Zachary Hollinshead will be starting in the 11th spot. Felipe Bart starting 12th. There's your lineup for your Orlando Kart Center Mini Rock. Tag Masters, Rock Masters will lead you to the grid. That'll be Tag Masters, Rock Senior, your pre-grid. So Saraceno setting quick time 40.649. Ramirez at the outside, row one. Dylan Denaro will be starting third. Keel fourth. Diaz fifth. Peretta starting sixth. Padilla starting seventh. Livingston eighth. Grillett ninth. Landon Kelly starting 10th. Allenshead starting 11th. Parks starting 12th. Orlando Kart Center, Mini Rock. And don't forget, tomorrow, following our drivers' meeting, we'll sit in with Chaplain Tom Ratliff. Racers for Christ, and we'll have trackside chapel service that will take place once we conclude our drivers' meeting in the grid area. Again, take some time, sit in with Chaplain, and enjoy a great trackside chapel service. That'll be Sunday morning with Chaplain Tom Ratliff again tomorrow morning. I'm going to sit in with Chaplain. And throughout the day, take some time, stop by the Crazy Cuban tent sale. Man, they've got some great items and very low priced. Want to stop down and take a look at the Crazy Cuban tent sale. Tag Masters, Rock Masters, you are on the grid. Rock Senior, your pre-grid. Saraceno on that pole position. Ramirez outside row one. Dylan Denaro and Aiden Keel. All four drivers in that 42nd bracket. With overall quick time 40.649. Green is up and we're underway. Ramirez on the outside as they come into turn one. Ramirez with the advantage. And he'll take him to the chicane for the first time. And Ramirez setting quick time for him outside of row number one this morning in qualifying, right in behind Saraceno. Again, your Mini Rock class field off that tree turn, led by Ramirez. Saraceno off to a very good start, staying right there on Ramirez. Again, 4 USA Karters will get an all-expense paid trip to Italy this year, guaranteed. And one of these drivers looking to move on to Italy. Rock Cup will send 4 drivers to Italy to represent the United States and compete in the Rock Cup International Final. That'll take place October 17th to the 19th. The winners of each Rock Cup USA category. Rock Cup USA Championship event in Orlando. That takes place 1 month away in August. Receive a fully funded entry, include travel, accommodations, and equipment rental. The 2013 Rock Cup International Final. Get more information, go to rockcupusa.com. So Ramirez continue to hold on to that top position. He'll work his way into turn number one. Boy, Humberto off to a very good start, currently sitting in that third place position. Humberto qualified sixth, and has picked up 3 positions. He'll come up on slower traffic into the S-turn. He'll come off that S-turn led by Ramirez. Saraceno keeping the heat on Ramirez through the tree turn. And boy, Saraceno a lot quicker than Ramirez, and he's going to show it right off of turn 10. And he'll come off turn 11 down the straightaway as your brand new leader, Saraceno. Some pretty good racing in behind the 88. That'll be Diaz. He's got Livingston, Dylan Denaro, and Grillett all in behind him. That'll be 4th on back. So second different leader. 4 laps in, 6 to go. Again, good little battle up front with Saraceno, your leader. Then you got third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh all bunched up as they'll come down the front straightaway. Peretta, Diaz, Livingston, De Niro, and Ruben Grillet coming to the line. So 5 down, 5 to go. Second different leader, Saraceno. Started on the pole. Going into turn number 1, lost that lead to Ramirez. Ramirez going to drop back into the second spot as Saraceno heads to the S-turn. Ramirez running second, Peretta running third, Diaz fourth, Livingston fifth, Dylan De Niro sixth, Grillet seventh, Aiden Keel eighth, Hollinshead running ninth, Landon Kelly 10th, Bartz 11th. Aiden Keel trying to reel in this pack of traffic ahead of him as they come off that final turn down the front stretch. There's the 55 of Keel trying to bring him in with 4 to go. Leaders through the chicane. They'll head into turn 4. Led by Saraceno, about 0.3 of a second advantage, if that now, as Ramirez will tighten it up through the S-turns. Man, look at this battle. Third place back as they continue to move around for position. Final 3 laps to go. The 11 tap in the back of the helmet. That'll be Mayo Livingston trying to get Diaz to come with him. Those drivers head through the chicane. So Saraceno getting a little breathing room off the tree turn. About a half a second now going to separate first and second. Then you got that freight train of traffic. Peretta running third with a lot of traffic in behind him. So final 2 laps to go, this time by. Pole sitter Saraceno through the chicane. Continue to open up that gap. 0.7 of a second advantage now for Saraceno. Things starting to tighten up now for that third spot. Peretta and Mayo Livingston. Mayo trying to make a move for that third spot as your leader off the tree turn. Still about 0.7 of a second advantage for Saraceno. Mayo gets a good run now coming into turn 10. He'll make the pass on the inside. Fighting right back, Peretta. Good battle as they come to the line. Umberto not going to lay down here. The white flag up, 1 to go. Saraceno now 0.8 of a second advantage for your race leader. So here comes Saraceno. He'll seal the deal. Your Mini Rock pre-final winner. Saraceno will score the win. Ramirez coming home second. Peretta will come home third. Livingston fourth. Diaz fifth. Dylan De Niro sixth. Aiden Keel seventh. Grillet running in the 8th spot. Owens at 9th. Landon Kelly 10th. So making their way out, combined class, Tag Masters, Rock Masters. And the Tag Master, Scott Roberts on the pole in the 628. Starting second, the 629, Robert Mayer. In the 4, these will be your Tag Masters drivers, Brent Lyman. David Evans in the 77, Rafael DePaule in the number 46. Kevin Coy in the 15, Jerry Brown in the 308. Yeah, that's all in the number 3. In the Rock Masters, Francois Bronwiebo in the 07. He'll be starting third overall. Did have quick time in Rock Masters. Thomas Hankinson in the 52. Rock Masters, Michael Sachs in the 11. So Hefner Performance, Tag, and Rock Masters, 10 laps. Rock Senior, you're on the grid. Rock Senior, Junior Clone, you're pre-grid. Need Rock Senior on the grid. Junior Clone, you're pre-grid. And combined classes are your Tag and Rock Masters. Scott Roberts off to a good start right now. That'll be your leader. Robert Mayer running second. Brent Lyman third. DePaule will be in that 4 spot. Rock Masters leader, that'll be the 52, Thomas Hankinson. There's Roberts across the line. Again, that continued to be your Tag Masters leader, Robert Mayer, Lyman. Boy, that'll be your top 4 in the Tag Masters. Rock Masters, Thomas Hankinson continue to be your leader in the Rock Masters. Michael Sachs being scored second in your Rock Masters. continue to be your leader. Tag Masters overall leader, Scott Roberts in the 628. That's your overall leader, Tag Masters. In the Rock Masters, that'll be the 52, Tom Hankinson. In the Rock Masters, that is your Rock Master leader, Hankinson, in the 52. Rock Senior, we need you to the grid. Junior Clone, you'll be pre-grid. Francois Brunwebo, your overall quick time for Rock Masters, currently being scored in that second position as he closes in now on the 52 of Hankinson. And he'll make the pass on Hankinson, so a new leader now in the Rock Masters. Francois Brunwebo will take it over in the Rock Masters. So Francois, now your leader, Rock Masters. Top 5 Tag Masters, Scott Roberts, your leader. Brent Lyman running second. DeValle running third. Philip Pierce running in the 4 spot. Kevin Coy 5th. That's Tag Masters. In Rock Masters, Francois Brunwebo continue to be your leader. Hankinson running second. Third, it'll be Michael Sachs. So final 2 circuits to go. Tag Masters, that'll be Scott Roberts, your leader. Francois Brunwebo, Rock Masters. And white flag will hang out. Scott Roberts looking to go wire to wire in your Tag Masters. There's Francois Brunwebo in your Rock Masters. He'll come down the front stretch and he'll pick up the white flag this time by. So Scott Roberts moving right along. There's your leader off the tree turn. So Scott Roberts will lock it up. There's your Tag Masters pre-final winner. As he'll head down the front stretch, he'll come to the checker. Scott Roberts will score the win. And Francois Brunwebo, good recovery for Francois. That'll be your Rock Masters winner. Need Junior Clone to the grid. Rock Jr. will need you to the grid. Rock Jr. Very speed resource. Rock Senior on the pole. Ashley Rogero in the 17. Outside row 1 to 135 of Ian Cummings. Aaron Schmidt to 26, starting third. Fourth, it'll be the 18 of Eddie Rodriguez. Garrett Peterson in the 33, starting fifth. Sixth, it'll be Nolan Kelly. And Benjamin Hankinson in the 49, starting 7th. So getting ready for our Rock Senior. Just a couple carts get recovered. Don't forget, 4 USA carters will get an all-expense-paid trip to Italy. And this year, guaranteed, this year, Rock Cup USA will send 4 drivers to Italy to represent the United States and compete in the Rock Cup International Final. That's October 17th to the 19th. Winners of each Rock Cup USA category from Rock Cup USA Championship in Orlando, which takes place August 17th to the 19th, will receive a fully funded entry to include travel, accommodations, and equipment rental to the 2013 Rock Cup International Final. Again, for more information, visit them online at rockcupusa.com. I'd like to take some time to thank our series sponsors. Of course, the great folks here, George and everybody at Ocala Grand Prix. They got the Arrive and Drive programs, Tony Kart dealership, whatever your needs are, stop up there by the showroom. And a great facility here, Ocala Grand Prix. Also like to thank one of our series sponsors, Rock Cup USA. Again, thanks to Kevin and everybody. Rock Cup giving an opportunity for drivers to head to Italy a little bit later on this year. Once again, we do conclude our pre-finals. We'll have a 20-minute intermission before we get to finals. Again, we'll have a 20-minute intermission, and then we'll head on into our finals. So set to go, Virtus Speed Resource, Rock Senior. Ashley Rajero, Ian Cummings, row number 1. Aaron Schmidt, Eddie Rodriguez, row 2. Garrett Peterson, Nolan Kelly, row 3. And starting 7th, Benjamin Hankinson. And Ashley setting quick time earlier this morning, turned a 36.888. And she's the only driver in that 36-second bracket. Got a stack of drivers in the 37-second bracket. So Ashley will bring the field down that front stretch. Virtus Speed Resource, Rock Senior. They'll start to accelerate. Green is up and we're underway. And she'll take him into turn number 1, and she'll hold on to the lead through the chicane. Single file off the chicane into turn number 4. Junior Clone, you're on the grid. Rock Junior, you are pre-grid. Again, Ashley with a half a second advantage over Ian Cummings in qualifying. She's quickly going to get that half a second right now off the tree turn. She'll head into turn 10, works into turn 11 for the first time. And Ashley comes down the front stretch, cycles around for lap number 1. She'll head down into turn number 1. And quickly a 1.1 second advantage as she blows to the chicane. Second, third, and fourth all button up. That'll be Aaron Schmidt, Peterson, and Ian Cummings. Ian has dropped back to fourth, qualified outside of row number 1, currently being scored in the 4th position. So good racing. That'll be 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th all the way back to Eddie Rodriguez. Eddie in the number 18. Ashley down the front stretch. Will head to the line. 2 laps complete this time by. She'll head into turn number 1 with a 1.5 second advantage. All of a sudden, Schmidt starting to break away from Peterson in that 2nd position in turn 5. Ashley through the S turns. Now it'll be a log jam. That'll be 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Peterson, Cummings, and Rodriguez. They'll head to the tree turn. Ashley off the tree turn, heads into turn 9, now to turn 10. So here comes your leader down the front stretch. 7 laps to go, 3 in the books. 1.8 second advantage now for Ashley. Ian Cummings able to pick up 1 spot. Ian qualified outside row 1, dropped back to 4th. Right now running 3rd for Ian Cummings. Junior Clone, you're on the grid. Rock Jr., you're pre-grid. Once we conclude our pre-finals, we'll have a 20-minute break for our workers, and then we'll move on to our finals. So Ashley now with a 2.3 second advantage. Traffic starting to stretch out. Had a pretty tight log jam. Second on back. We're starting to see that start to break loose now. Those drivers starting to spread out, although things are a little tight now for that 4th spot. We'll see an exchange for that 4th place position. Looks like Eddie Rodriguez will scoot up a spot now. Going to battle into the tree turn. That'll be Garrett Peterson, Eddie Rodriguez going back and forth right now. Eddie got to hold that 4th spot. So 5 down, 5 to go. Ashley Rogero starting on the pole position. Led every single lap so far right now with a 2.9 second advantage over Aaron Schmidt. Ian Cummings running 3rd. Rodriguez 4th. 5th it'll be Peterson. Hankinson running 6th. Nolan Kelly running 7th. And Aaron Schmidt qualified in the 3rd spot, right now running 2nd. There's Ashley to the line. 4 laps to go, this time by. Traffic continuing to stretch out. Right now, Ashley going to head into that S turn with a 3.5 second advantage. She continued to break away. And Ashley with a qualifying lap 36.888 in qualifying. Best lap time 37.156. So unable to reel in that qualifying time, but don't matter. She continues to break away. There's Ashley to the line with 3 to go, this time by. Ashley now into the S turns. Rest of your traffic are really stretching out now as they work their way around. Ashley now into the tree turn. Junior Clone, you're on the grid. Rock Jr., you're pre-grid. So Ashley down the front stretch. 2 to go, this time by. So final 2 to go, this time by. So Ashley into the tree turn. 4.5 second advantage over Aaron Schmidt. Aaron now into the tree turn. So final lap, 1 to go. Ashley into turn number 1. Well in hand here. Junior Clone, you're up next. So Ashley will seal the deal, goes wire to wire. She'll head across the line as your winner. Aaron Schmidt going to come down the front stretch. Aaron will pick up second. Third, it'll be Ian Cummings. Need Rock Jr. to the grid. Once we conclude our pre-finals, we will take a 20-minute break for our workers, and then we'll get on with our finals. Need Rock Jr., you're on the grid. We're set to go. North Florida Kart Club, Junior Clone. Jason Yarbrough in the 24 on the pole. Nash Dine outside row 1 in the number 2. Jacob Howard in the 14 starting third. Fourth, it'll be the 4, Benjamin Withers. Fifth, it'll be the number 1 of A.J. McKinney. Jimmy Jackson in the 46 starting 6th. Seventh, it'll be Des Okovi in the number 24. Evan Cowan in the 4X starting 8th. Mark Strobing to 51 starting 9th. And 10th, that'll be Hunter Fox in the number 10. Nash Dine in the number 2, current points leader. Two-time winner so far this season. Benjamin Withers in the 14. We'll correct that, the 114. Benjamin starting today second in the point standings. Benjamin a winner in race weekend number 2 at Homestead. Jacob Howard off to a very good start in qualifying. Sits third in the point standings. Jacob with a second place finish. Best run in Orlando. Jimmy Jackson fourth in the point standings. Fifth will be Hunter Fox. And we are ready to go. 10 laps. Green is out. Your North Florida Kart Club Junior Clone. Jacksonville driver Jason Yarbrough off to a good start. He'll take the field into turn 5 as your leader. Jason making his second start here in the Junior Clone. And he's been 1 for 1 so far, scoring to win at Monticello in race weekend number 4. Right now, he's got the points leader, Nash Dine, right there in his tire tracks off the tree turn. Third, fourth, fifth, and sixth all button up now as they'll come off the tree turn. Des Okovi going to go to work now on the 4. That'll be Benjamin Withers. And obviously showing who's got the muscle out there, Jason Yarbrough and Nash Dunn. Both of those drivers qualifying in the 42-second bracket. Jason, 42.339. Earlier this morning, Nash Dunn, 42.782. And they continue to break away with Yarbrough, your leader, off turn 11. He'll work down the front stretch. There's your leader, Jason Yarbrough. Jacob Howard currently running third. Right where he qualified. Qualified with a 43.382 for Jacob Howard. Jacob right now being scored third, 3.9 seconds behind Yarbrough. And they are mixing it up in behind Jacob Howard. That'll be A.J. McKinney, Hunter Fox, Withers, Evan Cohen, Dezo Covey. They all head into the tree turn. Boy, that's a heavy log jam of traffic off the tree turn. Meantime, Yarbrough breaking away as he'll head down the front stretch. The 51 going to loop it off the tree turn. Nobody around Mark, and he'll gather it up and get it going forward. 7 laps to go, 3 in. Jason Yarbrough with a 2.2 second advantage off into turn 5. Jason up through the S-turn. Elects it off the S-turn, heads into the tree turn. There's your leader, Jason Yarbrough, making his second start in the North Florida Kart Club Junior Clone. A winner at Monticello, 1 for 1. Trying to make it 2 in a row here this weekend at Ocala Grand Prix. There's your leader, Jason Yarbrough. Good racing in behind A.J. McKinney. That'll be Hunter Fox. Hunter in the number 10. Worked with A.J. McKinney at the line. Jason Yarbrough, 3.4 second advantage over Nash Dunn. Jason, quick time, 42.403. Just about where he qualified with a 42.339. Turns a 42.403 in lap number 3 for Jason Yarbrough. Jacob Howard running third, fourth. It'll be flip-flop now as the 4 will scoot up a spot. That'll be Withers. And they worked around McKinney. Again, problem with the 1 of A.J. McKinney. So 5 down, 5 to go. It's been one and only leader off the pole position, Jason Yarbrough. Jason kicking it up a notch here at the halfway point. 42.166 for Jason Yarbrough. He's got a 5-second lead over Nash Dunn, your points leader. Jacob Howard third, Withers fourth, Hunter Fox fifth, Evan Cowan sixth, Covey 7th, Jackson 8th. Toby running 9th, A.J. McKinney off the track. Good racing in behind Evan Cowan as he's got Dezo Covey in the middle of that sandwich. In behind Dezo, that'll be Jimmy Jackson. 6th, 7th, and 8th as they come off turn 1. Good racing on the tail end of that field. There's Jason Yarbrough heading now into the tree turn. Jason carrying a 6.1 second advantage. Benjamin Withers keeping up there with Jacob Howard. That'll race there for third. And that battle, that'll be Evan Cowan, Dezo Covey, Jimmy Jackson coming down the front stretch. That's been a good race pretty much since the green flag has dropped. So Jason Yarbrough moving right along, heads off the tree turn. In the meantime, we'll see an exchange for that third spot. Good racing through the S-turn. Thought we had it there. Withers tried to get around. Jacob Howard had him by an inch, and now Withers fights right back between him and Howard as they come now into turn number 10. Final 2 circuits to go for your leader, Jason Yarbrough. The battle looks like it's going to be for third. As they come to the line, Jacob Howard, Withers, and Hunter Fox. And then you got Evan Cowan, Dezo Covey, and Jimmy Jackson, 6th, 7th, and 8th, all doing battle to the chicane. Jason Yarbrough moving right along. Yeah, and look at this battle. Third, fourth, and fifth. Move over sign now. Going to come out for the 51. As Jason will pick up the white, send him around one more time. Got a couple good packs of racing. That'll be fourth. We'll correct that, third, fourth, and fifth. Jacob Howard, Withers, and Fox as they come to the line and they continue to move it around. The four are going to go backwards. That'll be Withers. Hunter Fox will take over that four spot. And Jason Yarbrough into the tree turn. Open air for him as he cruises right along. So Jason Yarbrough, a couple more turns, and he'll head down the front stretch. Looking to seal the deal in your North Florida Kart Club Junior Clone. There it is. Jason Yarbrough scores the win. Nash Dying points leader going to hold on to second. In the meantime, in exchange now for third. That'll be Benjamin Withers. Looks like he's going to go right to the inside. Now three wide as they come to the line. Withers will pick up third. Jacob Howard fourth. Hunter Fox fifth. Evan Cowan sixth. Des Covey seventh. Jimmy Jackson eighth. So Jason Yarbrough goes wire to wire. Started on the pole and led every single lap. So final group to make their way out, Rock Jr. This will be our final group. Then we'll take a 20-minute intermission, get our corner workers some fluids in them, and then we'll get set to go with our finals. Finals will be 14 laps. We get set for your Orlando Kart Center Rock Jr. Again, take some time, visit the website, rockcupusa.com, where four USA karters will get an all-expense-paid trip to Italy. This year, guaranteed. More information, go to rockcupusa.com. And here's how we'll line them up. Rock Jr., Kyle Kirkwood on the pole in the 28. Austin Garrison, the 492, outside row one. In row two, it'll be the 48 of Ryan Norberg. Starting fourth, the 21, Sasha Braun-Weibo. Starting fifth, the 11 of Colin Warren. Sixth, it'll be Devin Bowerman in the 7. Sebastian Sierra starting 7th in the 222. In the 8th position, the 3 of Chris Maxon. Chris in the number 3. So there's your lineup. Orlando Kart Center, Rock Jr. And we'll get them lined up, ready to go. Once again, we'll take a 20-minute intermission. And then we'll get set to go with your kid karts. Kyle Kirkwood, Austin Garrison, row number 1. And they'll take the green. Oh, they're going to bounce around a little bit. 3 wide on the entry to turn number 1. They'll shuffle them down, single file through the chicane for the first time. Once again, we'll take a 20-minute intermission once this race does conclude. Get set for our invocation, national anthem. Give our corner workers a quick break, get some fluids going. So field off the tree turn for the very first time. So Kyle Kirkwood will lead him to the line. Lap number 1, Kyle Kirkwood, your leader. Off of turn number 1, Kirkwood staying right there. Ryan Norberg, Cowan Warren all buttoned up now as they come into turn 4. Cowan Warren right now being scored in the 3rd position. He's already picked up 2 spots here in lap number 1. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, some good racing there. Sebastian Sierra, Sasha Brunwebo, Austin Garrison, Devin Bowerman, all the way back to the 8th spot. Bowerman in the number 7. Top 3 drivers pretty well buttoned up. Then you got the same thing, 4th on back. Seeing it looks changed now for position. It's like Austin Garrison will move up into the 4th spot, works around Sebastian Sierra. So Austin Garrison now in the 4th spot. He's dropped back a couple. Remember, Austin qualified outside row number 1, being scored 4th for Austin Garrison. Ryan Norberg, race leader, 38.530, his best lap time. Sebastian Sierra going to make a move now, goes to the inside, going to bring company with him. That'll be the 7 of Bowerman as they work around the 21 of Sasha Brunwebo. That'll drop Sasha back 2 positions to 7th. So tagging right along with them is Devin Bowerman in that 7. So we'll pick up the halfway sign this time by 5 down, 5 to go. One and only leader, Ryan Norberg. Started outside of row number 1. 5 in, 5 to go. Kirkwood running 2nd. Cowan Warren 3rd. Austin Garrison 4th. 5th, it'll be Devin Bowerman. Sasha Brunwebo running 6th. Sebastian Sierra running 7th. Chris Maxson running in the 8th spot. So Sebastian Sierra backpedaling in that number 222. Qualified 7th. Got himself up a couple positions as he continues to go backwards in the 222 of Sierra. Right now, Sebastian 3.8 seconds out of the top spot. Yeah, look into the inside. That'll be the 28 of Kyle Kirkwood. Looks like Kirkwood mad enough there as they come off turn number 1. So a new leader, Kyle Kirkwood, into number 28. So Kyle Kirkwood up front, Norberg running in the 2nd position. Cowan Warren 3rd, 0.8 of a second out of the top position. Garrison 4th, 5th to be Bowerman. So Kyle Kirkwood trying to hang on to that top position. Orlando Kart Center, Rock Jr. All of a sudden, Cowan Warren will see traffic come to the inside. That'll be Austin Garrison overtakes Cowan Warren here in lap number 7. And we'll see 2 to go this time by. Final 2 circuits to go. And your leaders through the chicane. It's Kyle Kirkwood, Ryan Norberg, Austin Garrison, top three. They'll head off the tree turn. Kirkwood with about a two-cart advantage into turn number 10. He'll work down the front stretch. White flag up, one to go. Kirkwood going to look over his left shoulder. Still has an advantage into turn number 1 over Ryan Norberg. Kyle setting fast time earlier this morning. Got him on the pole. Pretty much rode in behind Ryan Norberg. Right now, he's your leader through the S turn. Once again, we'll take a 20-minute intermission, and then we'll get started up with our finals. As Kyle Kirkwood off the tree turn for the final time here in the pre-final, peeks over his left shoulder. He'll come off the final turn, and here he comes down the front stretch. Kyle Kirkwood will seal the deal. Norberg going to come home second, Garrison third, Cowan Warren, and Sasha Bronwebo. We will get a 20-minute intermission. We'll get set with kid carts. At 1:25, we'll need you on the grid. 1:25, we'll drop the green flag. Kid carts, 1:25.
All righty, Kid Karts need you on the grid. You'll be on the grid in 5 minutes for your pre-final. Your pre-final will start in 5 minutes. Kid Karts, bring them on up, please.
Need good kart drivers on the grid. Senior Clone, you are pre-grid.